This is the OTB Network.
Hello everyone and welcome to Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We have an exciting group of stakes races to bring to you from around the country and a special featured race that is not a stakes race but that has certain significance in racing history. Of course, that referring to Lafitte Pincay's record-setting win last Friday at Hollywood Park. The race was a maiden special weight event. Looked like a pretty nice group of horses, 3-year-olds and up, going out on the turf course. Keep your eye on post position 1, an Irish Nip from the Dick Mandela barn with Lafitte Pincay up shooting for his 8,834th career win. Let's head out to Hollywood Park now for the call of last Friday's 5th race.
Racing. It's a lovely break. Irish Nip away very fast with right attitude. Laps and bounds and Quiet One showing abundant pace from out wide. King of Tap not too far away with Kilauea and Devil's Presence, followed by Kirby on the outside of Lord of Speed, further back Imperturbable, and then comes Golden General and 2 lengths to Splendor of the Sun. Quiet One forced wide at the 7/8 turn, where the leader is Irish Nip for Pincay by a head from Laps and Bounds, who crosses from the outside post to be up running second. Right attitude a length back third, a length King of Tap fourth into the back stretch, Lord of Speed fifth on the rail. Devil's Presence between runners, Quiet One can't get on the track, a length Golden General inside Kilauea. Kirby getting back third, last outside Splendor of the Sun, and 3 lengths to the grey Imperturbable. Down the back stretch short of 5/8 to go, and Irish Nip for the feet just in advance of Laps and Bounds. 2 to right attitude on the inside of King of Tap, 2 lengths to Quiet One running fifth. Then comes Lord of Speed on the inside of Devil's Presence, Golden General at the head of the others, followed by Kilauea, well back Splendor of the Sun, Kirby, and 6 lengths Imperturbable. As they leave the 3/8 pole astern, it's Irish Nip still being pestered by Laps and Bounds. There's a head between them. Right attitude a length and a half away, locked away on the inside of King of Tap. Wider out Quiet One looming into the picture. They're followed by Lord of Speed, Kilauea 3 deep, and back on the fence comes Golden General. Into the stretch, 3/16 to go. Pincay still got the head in front with Irish Nip. Laps and Bounds about to drop off, but Quiet One represents big danger on the outside. Past the 8th pole, Irish Nip still a length in front. Pincay gets a whiff of immortality as Irish Nip is finding plenty on the lead. Responding to the Pincay power, it's Irish Nip surging clear in its history at Hollywood Park as Lafitte Pincay Jr. becomes the world's all-time winningest jockey.
Lafitte Pincay getting his 8,834th career win, taking from Bill Shoemaker the leading title for career wins in the world of horse racing. Just an exciting day out at California's Hollywood Park. A lot of people, as you see, mobbing Lafitte Pincay as he's coming back to the winner's circle. In the winner's circle, a very nice celebration. The Southern California racetracks got together and created a nice big party atmosphere, and of course they did give him a nice gift, a Porsche, a brand new Porsche. I was informed that the license plate on there is a California license plate with the number 8834. So celebrating Lafitte Pincay's 8,834th career victory. Lafitte Pincay at the age of 53 continuing to ride very, very well, and I'm sure we'll be seeing him continuing on through Hollywood Park. He has now decided that his goal for the season is going to be to win the Hollywood Park meet. Just continues to set higher and higher standards for himself. Lafitte, a rider who has faced a number of problems throughout his career, personal problems at home, weight problems in his professional life, but has overcome so many obstacles. Now the world's winningest race rider, Lafitte Pincay. We are now going to head into our regular programming in terms of Horses and Courses stakes racing action. We're going to get things kicked off down at Calder Racecourse, where on Saturday the featured event of the day was the Grade 3 What a Pleasure Handicap, or What a Pleasure Stakes. This is $100,000 added for 2-year-olds going 1 1/16 on the main track. Let's head down to Calder now for the call of the What a Pleasure.
They're off in the What a Pleasure Stakes. Toward the inside, Fight for Alley moves forward the lead with Admiral Perry. Moving up next, it's Wayward Ways. Then toward the outside comes Dakota Hills, and widest of all is End Leader. What a Brainstorm is there. Then moving at the rail, accounted for. To the outside, Brilliant De Niro. Half length to the rail, that's William the Enchanted, and 2 lengths back to the stretch running You So Bad. They move around the clubhouse turn. They went the first quarter in 23-2. It's Fight for Alley in front by a length. Next comes Admiral Perry with Wayward Ways alongside. To the extreme outside, it's End Leader. Another length back to the inside. That's accounted for with Dakota Hills alongside. Then it's Brilliant De Niro under Snug Restraint. The length to What a Brainstorm. To the inside, William the Enchanted. And a length back, it's You So Bad. They move up the backstretch toward the half-mile pole. They went to half in 48-3. On the inside with a short lead, it's Fight for Alley. Then comes Admiral Perry to the outside. It's Wayward Ways. Then it's another length back to the rail. That's accounted for. Moving on the far outside, it's End Leader. It's another half length back to the extreme outside. You So Bad moves up. Field moves toward the quarter pole. On the inside with a short lead, it's Fight for Alley. Admiral Perry is right there to the outside, End Leader. And on the extreme outside, You So Bad. They move past the quarter pole. You So Bad on the extreme outside. From between horses, it's Wayward Ways. Then a half length back, it's End Leader. They move to the 8th pole. On the inside with the lead, Wayward Ways. Down the middle of the track, You So Bad. End Leader. And toward the inside, that's Dakota Hills. They move to the 16th pole. Dakota Hills on the inside has slipped through to get a short lead. Wayward Ways is second. Here's the wire. Dakota Hills, a chilly ride by Abarcoa, and they take the What a Pleasure Stakes.
Dakota Hills getting the win here under Ibarcoa. Very impressive performance by this youngster, winning by a half a length from off the pace, well off the pace. He was held back early at long odds, made a big run late, getting up to beat Wayward Ways under Edgar Prado. He had attained the lead mid-stretch, was not able to hold off the late charging winner. William the Enchanted running third, also from well off the pace, saving ground much of the way, making a bit of a wide move outside, but not able to catch either of the top two. The winner, Dakota Hills, is a 2-year-old Florida-bred son of Prospector's Halo. He's owned by the Centaur Farms, trained by Ralph Zadie, getting the win under Ibarcoa, a mile in his 16th in 1 minute 46 and 4/5 seconds. Continuing with stakes racing action from Calder, on Sunday the featured event was the 3-ring stakes, $100,000 added. 2-year-old fillies going a mile in the 16th. This is an ungraded race named after the ill-fated 3-ring, one of the top 3-year-old fillies earlier in the career, or in this season, had suffered a fatal accident at the Belmont Park walking ring area. This race, the name was the Boca Raton. It has been changed to the 3-ring stakes. Let's head back down to Florida now for the call of the first running of the 3-ring stakes.
And they're off. It's an even start in the middle of the track. Ms. United States moves for the lead. Valley Dar sent up along the inside. Then between horses, it's a Brown-Eyed Woman. To the far outside, it's Royal Halo. Then it's a length back on the inside, back at him. Between horses, Cooled by the Pool. To the far outside, it's Saber Dance. And a length and a half to Our Pleasure Jet. They move around the clubhouse turn, and with the lead, that's Validar by a length and a half. It's Brown-Eyed Woman in second position, half length to the outside, Ms. United States. Then further out, Royal Halo. Length to the inside, it's Back Adam. Another length back, Cooled by the Pool. To the outside, that's Saber Dance, and 3 lengths to Our Pleasure Jet. They went the first quarter in 23-3. Up the backstretch they go. With the lead, it's Valley Dar by a half length. Brown-Eyed Woman between horses. To the far outside, Royal Halo. Then it's Ms. United States right there in the second flight. Length back to the inside, it's Back Adam. Another half length back, that's Cooled by the Pool. Saber Dance on the far outside, and 4.5 back, it's Our Pleasure Jet. The half in 48-2. 3 furlongs left to go in the 3-ring stakes. On the inside, it's still Validar in front to half length. Royal Halo moves on the outside. Then to the far outside, here comes Back Adam. 3/4, 113-1. They're past the quarter pole. Back Adam on the far outside has moved up to get a short lead. Between horses, Royal Halo. Validar weakens to the inside. Down the middle of the track, Cooled by the Pool comes on. They move to the 8th pole. With the lead, Back Adam now a length and a half. To the outside, that's Cooled by the Pool. At the rail, it's Royal Halo. Deep stretch, it's Back Adam in front by a length. Cooled by the Pool is second with Royal Halo third. Back Adam takes the 3-ring stakes by 2.
Back Adam getting the win here. Ironically enough, 2 long shots running 1-2. Back Adam and Cooled by the Pool, both daughters of Notebook, the sire of 3-ring, the namesake of this race. Back at him, coming from just off the pace, good stalking trip under Jose Santos, getting the win after having a little bit of trouble in the first turn. She was steady going into the first turn, getting a driving 2 1/4 length win over Cool by the Pool, another one who made a big move late, angling out on the far turn, getting up for second place with Royal Halo, second choice in the wagering, hanging on after being involved in the early pace for third. Favored Ms. United States from the Eddie Plaza barn. Finished a very disappointing eighth and last in this race, almost inexplicably after showing decent early speed. Ms. United States fades rather poorly. Ironically enough, Eddie Plaza, the trainer of the ill-fated 3-ring. The winner is a 2-year-old filly, back at him, a 2-year-old daughter of Notebook. She was bred in Florida. She's owned by the HB Stables and L. Giles. Trained once again by Ralph Zadie. His 2-year-old's having a very good weekend in South Florida. Ridden to victory by Jose Santos, completing the mile in a 16th distance in 1:47.1. Next, we're going to be heading up to the fairgrounds in Louisiana, where on Saturday the featured events of the day were the Louisiana Champions Day Stakes races. This is a series of Louisiana-bred races. We've seen a number of nice young horses coming out of these races, so we are going to show you some highlights from that series of racing. We're going to kick things off with the Louisiana Champions Day Lassie. $100,000 for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs on the main track. Let's head down to Louisiana for the fairgrounds. Louisiana Champions Day Lassie.
They're off. Hate Not on the outside. For the lead, Hallowed Dreams moves up. They're joined by Shattered Heart on the inside, and Baby Blues is fourth. High Hopes Irish. Next in fifth, Tuna River, sixth on the outside. Devil's Duchess, now seventh, 5 lengths back. Femme de Fraser is next, followed by Pale Speed. And Caminatore is 10th. By the 3/8 pole, Shattered Heart has the lead. Hallowed Dreams right there, and Hate Not stalks those two in third. Tuna River is next. Now at the quarter pole, Hallowed Dreams has the lead. Hate Not on the outside. Shattered Heart is next. Tuna River is fourth, then High Hopes Irish. It's all Hallowed Dreams by 5. Hate Not is next in Shattered Heart. Hallowed Dreams in front, winning by about 9. Hate Not was next in High Hopes Irish.
Hallowed Dreams remaining unbeaten, 8 for 8, and really this was the first time in her career that she has really been headed at all. She was pressured early, involved in the early pace, which was a quick one, 21.35, 44.43. She was moving right along early, but was able to hold on very nicely late, drawing away to an easy 7 1/4 length win. Finishing second was Hate Not, who made a little bit of a run early. She was also up there fairly close to the early pace, pulling into the second spot after passing High Hopes Irish, or staying ahead rather of High Hopes Irish, who did hang on very nicely for the third spot here. Tuna River running fourth, just losing the head bob for the third spot there. The winner, Hallowed Dreams, is a 2-year-old Louisiana-bred daughter of Malagra. She is owned by Johnny Gaspard and Lloyd Romero, trained by Lloyd Romero. Ridden to victory by Sil Carmouche, the 6 furlongs covered in a very brisk 1:10.1. Next, we're going to continue with Louisiana Champions Day, this time the sprint, $100,000 for 3 and up, going 6 furlongs on the main track. Let's head back to the fairgrounds for the Louisiana Champions Day sprint.
They're off. All the way together. Tricky on the outside was first from the gate. Now Frosty Pledge has moved up. Bet Me Best on the inside. We Are Family, Don't Belong Z. On the outside, next in fourth. Right Code 5th. Bagger is 6th. Valador 7th. Tricky back in 8th. Silent 6 is 9th. Then Majestic Colors racing 10th. O'Call is 11th. Dr. DK is 12th, followed by Heaven or Hell, and Trey's Pet is 14th. By the 3/8 pole, Bet Me Best, Frosty Pledge, Don't Belong Z on the outside, and Bagger is next. Down the stretch, Bet Me Best has the lead. Frosty Pledge is next. Don't Be Long Z trying to go by on the outside. Then comes Bagger. And as they move now to the 16th pole, far outside, Don't Be Long Z has the lead with Bet Me Best and a Frosty Pledge. Very close, but I think Don't Be Long Z held on. Bet Me Best was next in Frosty Pledge.
Don't Be Long Z getting a bit of an upset win here over Bet Me Best. Bet Me Best, a youngster who came to the fore last year during the Champions Day with a win in the juvenile. This year running second as the favorite here in the sprint. It was a very hotly contested early pace, 21.33, 44.37. Bet Me Best right there on a hard contested lead. Never able to break clear of Frosty Pledge or Don't Be Long Z. Don't Be Long Z able to get the head bob at odds of 60-1 here. Big long shot bomb on the card. Finishing second, Bet Me Best, Elliott Walden, youngster who did spend most of this year on the sidelines after having an injury down in Florida over the winter, has returned to the races, obviously in very good form. And the third spot, Frosty Pledge, who was chasing the early pace every step of the way, involved, pressuring Bet Me Best with Don't Be Long Z right up there. So the top three front runners finishing 1, 2, 3 here. The winner, Don't Be Long Z, is a chestnut, three-year-old chestnut colt by Zappardo's Prince. He is owned by Tina and Gary White and Beverly Richards, trained by Coral Richards, and ridden to victory by Marlon St. Julien. The winner covered the 6 furlong distance in 1:09.4. Next, we're going to be continuing with racing action from Louisiana Champions Day. This time will be the Louisiana Champions Day Juvenile for 2-year-olds. This is a $100,000 purse. 6 furlongs is the distance. Let's head back down to the Louisiana Champions Day Juvenile.
And Decorated Eagle quickly on the outside. Early Goer now easily moves through from the inside. And Animal is right there at the rail. Next, Millennium. And on the outside, Decorated Eagle. It's a gap of 5 to WG's Talking to Me. Next in 5th, Blue a Fuse 6th. Dr. Mike 7th. Privilege now racing in 8th. And then comes Richard's Last Love, now 9th. Then Uno Diablo, Catch a Deal, and Master John. Coming to the top of the stretch, and Early Goer awaits his challengers. Decorated Eagle is next. Next, Millennium and Blue a Fuse on the outside, and down the stretch, Early Goer. He's in front by 3. Decorated Eagle is next, and next Millennium by the 16th pole. Easy Goer whoops Early Goer for real off by 8. Next Millennium, here's a late run, Dr. Mike, but it's all Early Goer.
Early Goer, not to be confused with a famous racehorse of a similar name from a few years back. Early Goer getting the lead here. He was a very sharp Early Goer at odds of even money odds, rather, here under Corey Lannery, getting the lead and drawing off handily to a 7-length win. The 2-year-olds on the card drawing off both to big length wins here. Dr. Mike rallying from well off the pace after settling back early. Rallies up to the 2nd spot with Next Millennium, who chased the early pace in the early going at 77-1, holding on for the 3rd spot here. The winner is a 2-year-old chestnut colt sired by Zappardo's Prince, bred in Louisiana. He's owned by the Britland stable and trained by Doris Hebert. Winning the 6 furlong Champions Day Juvenile in 1:10 under Corey Lannery. That's setting himself up for an interesting season as a 3-year-old. This is the race that was won by Bet Me Best last year, sending that horse into national prominence, and we probably will be seeing Early Goer throughout the winter. Hopefully we'll be seeing him in some of the sprint stakes next year at 3. Continuing with Louisiana Champions Day, the next race on the card was the Louisiana Champions Day Turf. This is $100,000 for 3-year-olds and up, going 1 mile and a 16th, this time over the turf course, the fairgrounds. Let's head back down to the fairgrounds for the call of the Champions Day Turf.
Approaching the gate. They're off. And on the inside, He's Gone Country for the early lead. From the outside, La Pluma now moves up. Then comes Southern Boy, Yoto Speaks. Towards the inside is next as they make their way into the first turn. Yoto Speaks at the rail. Southern Boy is next on the outside, La Pluma. Those three are heads apart. It's 4 lengths back now to Big Red Sauce. Next in fourth. Cross-Eyed Devil is fifth. The gap of 2, He's Gone Country is next. Then 4 more back to Coach Rags and Bub's Turn at the rail. Queen Eve's Imp. On the outside is Cyrus and Sarah Lane's Oats in her usual spot at the back and into the far turn. It's Yoto Speaks leading by 3 parts of a length over Southern Boy. 3 lengths back to Cross-Eyed Devil. Big Red Sauce on the outside is next, and Coach Rags on the inside. They turn into the straight. Yoto Speaks has the lead by some 3 lengths. Cross-Eyed Devil is next. Coach Rags on between those 2. And by the 8th pole, Coach Rags splits the leaders on the outside, though Cross-Eyed Devil still very much in it. Cross-Eyed Devil on the outside, Coach Rags on the inside. Coach Rags will win it. Cross-Eyed Devil was next, a late run by
Coach Rags from way, way off the pace. This is a horse who was reserved in the early going, making up a lot of ground, getting a big win here, and just a very interestingly run race. Often this racetrack does play to late running horses on the turf. This was a prime example of it. He's able to split the leaders under Robbie Alvarado, getting a neck win here at odds of almost 14-1. Cross-Eyed Devil, who was also restrained well off the early pace, is up there for second with Cyrus, another long shot at 30-1, coming from far, far back out of it. He had actually tracked behind Coach Rags during the early running of the race. Disappointing effort from favored Sarah Lane's Oats, who broke from post position 10, never really had a chance to get much into the running at all, making up some ground for 5th place finish here. The winner, Coach Rags, is a chestnut colt. He's 3 years old. He's sired by Sky Classic, bred as all horses on the Champions Day are bred in Louisiana. Owned by Vicky Krantz, trained by Gary Palmisano. Ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado, completing the mile in his 16th in 1:45.2. Finishing things off, or actually continuing the day rather, at Louisiana, we had the Louisiana Champions Day Ladies, $100,000 added. 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th on the main track. Let's head back down to Louisiana once more for the Champions Day Ladies.
They're off in the ladies, and all the way together. Cause I'm a Doll goes for the lead. Smarty Pants up on the outside. Midge 2 is next. Then comes Solid Brass. 3 back to Zupardo Ardo, and Night Woman is the trailer. Round the first turn they go. Cause I'm a Doll has the lead by 2 with Midge 2, second by a half length. Smarty Pants right there in third on the outside. 2 lengths back is Solid Brass. Next in fourth, Zupardo Ardo at the rail, and 2 back to Night Woman as they make their way down the back stretch. They're by the 5/8 pole. Cause I'm a Doll moving easily on the lead at this point and is a half length to the good of Midge 2. Now it's about 6 back to Smarty Pants. Zupardo Ardo is content at this point in fourth. Then 3 back to Night Woman, and Solid Brass is the trailer. Now 3 furlongs to go. Cause I'm a Doll has the lead. Midge 2 right there on the outside. It's about 6 lengths now to Smarty Pants. Zupardo Ardo better start running, and on the outside is Night Woman. And down the stretch, Midge 2 has the lead. On the inside is Cause I'm a Doll. Then comes Smarty Pants. On the outside, Night Woman gains. Midge 2 is all out. Here comes Night Woman on the outside. Night Woman takes the lead on the outside and will win the ladies by about 4. Here's a photo for place. I believe Midge 2 hung on to get the second spot. Smart time in a row.
Night Woman, again, Robbie Alvarado doing very well, returning to the races after an injury this fall, coming from off the pace, attaining a 3.5 length win here over Midge 2, who had pressed the early pace, along with Cosima Dahl in the early going. Midge 2 held on nicely for a head. Second head advantage over the third place finisher Smarty Pants, also coming from slightly off the pace. The winner here, Night Woman, is a 5-year-old Bear Brown mare. She was bred in Louisiana and she's sired by El Mendingo. She's owned by Delmar Caldwell, trained by Bradley Cathy, ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado, completing the mile in a 16th and 1:45 and 1. We are going to complete the action from the fairgrounds with the Louisiana Champions Day Classic, $150,000. 3-year-olds and up, going 1 1/8 on the main track. Let's head back down to fairgrounds once more for the Classic, for the Louisiana Champions Day Classic.
They're all in line. And they're off. In the Champions Day Classic, Man of the Night broke behind the rest of the field. On the inside is No Native for the lead. Valaxi 1 brick shy, and now One Mean Man goes up on the outside as they head into the first turn. One Mean Man takes the lead now. No Native is in second. Valaxi next, racing in third, and right on the mark, right on the rail in fourth, and Pancho Pete up fifth on the outside. Man of the Night next in sixth. One brick shy is seventh. And after that, it's about 8 lengths back to the trailer at this point, Dancing Latino. And they pass the 5/8 pole. No Native has the lead. And Mean Man is right there at the rail. On the outside, Pancho Pete. Then comes right on the mark. In between horses, Man of the Night. One brick shy is next, and just 5 lengths separates that bunch. It's about 8 back to Dancing Latino. And as they move now to the top of the stretch, No Native by a neck. Valaxi is next. Pancho Pete, and there's One brick shy up on the outside, also right on the mark. And down the stretch, Valaxi a neck. No Native on the inside, right on the mark, is next. They've got 1/8 of a mile here to go. And it's Valaxi with the lead by 2. No Native is next. Right on the mark is next. Valaxi will draw clear to win the Classic. Right on the mark was second, and No Native was third. 151 flat.
Valaxi getting the win here. This is a second choice at just over 2-1. Heavy favorite, One brick shy, rallied late but was not able to get into the top 3. But Valaxi held off the early pace, was able to settle very nicely, made a nice move into the stretch after never being too far back, made a second wide move under David Geary, never far back off the pace. A very nicely timed run from this one for a 3 1/4 length win. Right on the mark, rallying up for second with No Native, who was involved in the early pace, holding on very nicely at long odds for the show spot. The winner, Valaxi, is a 4-year-old gelding. He is bred in Louisiana, sired by Vilzac. He's owned by Alan Guillat and Alan Guillat Jr., trained by Harold H. Hahn, ridden to victory by David Geary. Winning time for the 1 1/8 distance, 1 minute 51 seconds flat. We are going to pause for a brief break. When we come back, we'll have racing action to bring to you from Laurel, more racing action from the West Coast, and of course here in New York at Aqueduct as well. Please stay tuned.
'Twas a weekend before Christmas with many stakes races scheduled and Hollywood Park leading the way. On Saturday, it's the Grade 1 $200,000 added Hollywood Futurity for 2-year-olds. Then the Grade 2 $150,000 Dahlia Handicap for fillies and mares 3 and up. And the $150,000 Corona Handicap also for fillies and mares 3 and up. Sunday finds the Grade 1 $200,000 added Hollywood Starlet for 2-year-old fillies. Calder will offer the Grade 2 $150,000 W.L. McKnight Handicap for 3 and up on Saturday, and on Sunday the $100,000 Kenny Noah Jr. Handicap for 3 and up. From Aqueduct on Saturday, it's the Grade 3 $100,000 Ladies Handicap for fillies and mares 3 and up, and Sunday finds the $50,000 Damon Runyon Stakes for 2-year-olds. Finally, on Saturday from the fairgrounds, it's the $100,000 Peggle Hop Stakes for 3-year-old fillies and the $75,000 F.W. Gauden Memorial Handicap for 3-year-olds and up. Catch all of the exciting action this weekend.
Welcome back, everyone. Next, we're going to be heading to Laurel Park, where they had a pair of stakes features run this weekend. We're going to kick things off on Saturday with the $50,000 Bowie Stakes. This is for 3-year-olds and up, sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. Let's head down to Laurel for the call of Saturday's Bowie Stakes.
They're off of the Bowie Stakes. Loaded Gun and Power by Far. It's Power by Far getting a little neck lead there early on. Chips Pride right there in third, and Wise Dusty rating off the lead in fourth. Von Groovy is fifth in Perfect Score, and Mary's Buckaroo. Now it's Chips Pride who takes over past the 5-ace. From Power by Far by a length and a quarter. Loaded Gun racing on the outside as Wise Dusty has the rail. Von Groovy is next. Then we go back to Perfect Score second to last, and Mary's Buckaroo is last of all, about 8 lengths off the lead. Heading into the far turn, 22-2 opening quarter set by Chips Pride, who leads it by 3/4 of a length. Power by Far, Wise Dusty down inside in third. It's Loaded Gun in fourth and just 2 lengths from the front. Followed by Von Groovy in fifth, and Perfect Score has been guided to save ground past the 5/16, and Mary's Buckaroo is the trailer. Coming to the top of the stretch now. Chips Pride just hanging on there, but on the outside, Power by Far, and Power by Far got the lead. Here's Wise Dusty right off that lead now and set down for the final 3/16 of a mile. Loaded Gun is next. Extreme outside is Von Groovy, the half, and 45 3 through the final furlong, and it's Power by Far now put to the drive, moving away from Wise Dusty, and Perfect Score in between horses. It left a battle on for third along with Loaded Gun, but it's Power by Far who'll win it by 3.
Power by Far, a horse that we've seen a couple times this year here in New York, also running in the New Jersey circuit as well, getting a win here from just off the pace. He and Chips Pride dueling it out early, getting the win here was Power by Far by 3 3/4 lengths, able to draw off under Roberto Alvarado Jr. Wise Dusty made a bit of a move from just off the pace into the second spot with Loaded Gun, a horse that's often showed pretty good early speed, not being able to attain the lead, but rallying nicely into the third spot. The winner, Power by Far, is a Pennsylvania-bred 4-year-old sired by Power of Mind. He is owned by Barbara Garrity, trained by Anthony Correnti, ridden to victory by Roberto Alvarado Jr., completing the 6 furlong distance in a very quick 1:08 4/5 seconds. Sunday's stakes feature at Laurel was the Moonlight Jig Stakes. This is restricted to Maryland breds. It's a $60,000 event for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares, going 1 1/8 miles on the main track. Let's head down to Laurel once more for the call of the Moonlight Jig Stakes.
And they're off in the Moonlight Jig Stakes. Now you know, checked at the start. On My Toes headed out for the lead with a firm tour. Right there on the inside is Under the Rug, who's come through running in the third spot, and on the inside is Très Jolie. Then far outside is Amoret, 3 wide around that first turn. In between horses In Due Time, followed by Here's Goal, settling 6 lengths off the lead. Then it's a break at 2, and Salute Loot, followed by Now You Know and Stop That Broad. And Primacy is the last of the field of fillies and mares around the first turn with 7/8 of a mile to go. Under the Rug, she's tugging pretty hard now on the inside and come through, and the inside of On My Toes is in the second spot. A firm tour is in third. Très Jolie is in hand, racing in fourth, 3 lengths in the front, past the 6 furlong marker, followed by In Due Time, Amoret. That's another little gap back to Here's Gold, another length and a half after Here's Gold. We have Salute Loot, and it's a big break to Now You Know, even farther back in the field. Primacy second to last, and Stop That Broad is the trailer, some 17 lengths off the pace. Racing past the 4.5 furlong marker, and it's Under the Rug, leading the way, slid it up just a little bit there, Under the Rug by just a head. On the outside, On My Toes Toes in the second spot. Then it's a break of a length and a half. A Firm Tour now in between horses In Due Time, followed by Trey Jolie. In Due Time is taken third, and Trey Jolie now asked to kick it in from fourth. A Firm Tour plummeting toward the back of the pack, followed by Amoret. Salute Luda's in between horses. Now you know, 4 wide past the 5/16 mark. Here's Gold is next. Primacy second to last, and Stop That Broad is the trailer. Quarter pole top of the stretch, and it's Under the Rug going well for Rick Wilson, leading On My Toes and In Due Time in third, and Trey Jolie is fourth, followed by Here's Gold running in fifth to the center of the track. Primacy is set down, but she's way back a dozen lengths off the lead. Cruising through the final furlong, we have Under the Rug looking strong out here by 4 lengths. In Due Time and On My Toes chasing, but they are second and third best now with a 16th to go. Under the Rug to score clear cut. Wins by 3 lengths. Photo finish for second, either In Due Time on the outside, On My Toes on the inside.
Under the Rug, a filly that is also familiar to New York fans. She has returned to her home racetrack down in Maryland and gets a nice win here over a dueling dead heat here with On My Toes and In Due Time, both running second, but Under the Rug opening up a lead here was not able to be caught with a 3 3/4 length advantage going under the wire. Dead heating in the second spot, In Due Time, and On My Toes crossing the finish line about 3 1/2 lengths to the better of fourth place finisher Primacy. The winner, Under the Rug, is a 4-year-old filly, a daughter of Lord at War. She is owned by the Christiana Stable and trained by James W. Murphy, completing the 1 1/8 distance under Rick Wilson in a time of 1:50 3/5 seconds. We are going to continue now with some racing from Hollywood Park, this time stakes racing action from Hollywood Park, starting with Saturday's featured event, the Grade 2 $150,000 Bayakoa Stakes. This race is for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. They're going 1 1/16 on the main track. Let's head back out to Southern California for the call of Saturday's Bayakoa Stakes.
Racing. My Wild Rose had a slightly awkward break. Snowberg and Chris the Swimmer away alertly. Rebaletta showing speed 3 wide. Manastique a length back in 4th spot, 4 wide vacating the stretch. Flirtatious Girl in the red silks hugs the rail on the inside of Feverish, and My Wild Rose a length and a half last, with the field covered by only 6 lengths at the 7/8 pole. It's Chris the Swimmer setting up a 3/4 length lead. Snowberg is second, and Flirtatious Girl poking through along the inside, a close third. There's not much pace on early. Rebaletta looming up out wide into a close third now, followed between fillies by Feverish. Manastique with clear sailing on the extreme outsides, going up within half a length of the lead, 4 wide, and My Wild Rose is a length and a half back last at the 5/8 pole. It's Snowberg in front now. Chris the Swimmer's dropping back alarmingly, and mid-race Snowberg has a head advantage over Rebaletta. Manastique a head back third on the extreme outside, a length and a half Flirtatious Girl. Feverish followed after 2 by My Wild Rose, and the Cat's Cradle winner Chris the Swimmer drops right back to the tail of the field, something apparently going amiss with her. 3/8 to go in the Bayakoa, and the leader narrowly is Rebaletta. Snowberg's dropped back a length or so, and Manastique now moves up on the outside on perfect terms with Rebaletta. A length and a half Snowberg starting to struggle, and 2 further back Flirtatious Girl on the inside of Feverish. At the top of the stretch, 3/16 to go, and Manastique now sweeps majestically into the lead. Manastique getting a length and a half in front at the 8th pole from Rebaletta. 2 1/2 further back Snowberg, and wider out Feverish running home well. But Manastique is magnifique. Manastique back to her brilliant best, and she blitzes them in the Bayakoa, winning by 3 lengths. Snowberg second, third Rebaletta, followed by Feverish.
Manastique returning to her home state and returning to her best form. A very disappointing effort last time in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, this time returning out to California where she's done her best racing, getting a 3-length win here over Snowberg. Snowberg dueled early on the lead, was able to put away Chris the Swimmer, and held off all but the late-running Manastique. Manastique taking over at the middle of the stretch here, at the top of the stretch, and drawing away very nicely. Finishing in the 3rd spot, Rebaletta, who pressed the early pace, involved early once Chris the Swimmer started to fade back, but was no match for either the winner or the place horse on Saturday. The winner, Manastique, a 4-year-old dark bay or brown filly. She's sired by Unbridled, owned by the 505 Farms, trained by John Sheriffs, ridden to victory by Corey Nakatani, completing the 1 1/16 distance in 1 minute 43 seconds flat. We are going to continue with stakes racing action from Hollywood now. On Sunday, the featured event was the Grade 3 Native Diver, $100,000 added for 3 and up, going 1 1/8 miles. Once again on the main track. Let's head back out to sunny Southern California for the call of the Native Diver.
Ring racing. Musical Gambler away very nicely from the inside. Moore's Flat showing speed. Between them comes General Royal. 1.5 lengths to Crows on the inside of General Challenge and 2 to Koslannon. Out of the stretch past the mile pole. And the leader narrowly on the inside is Musical Gambler, being joined now by Moore's Flat. Moore's Flat looking for the lead and getting it. He kicks away by more than 2. Musical Gambler immediately hooking off the fence is running second at the 7/8 pole. General Royal going through on the fence to be third, with General Challenge a length back fourth. After 4 lengths comes Crows, drifting back 7 from the action, and 2.5 to Koslannon. 6 furlongs to go in the Native Diver. Moore's Flat leads into the back stretch by a half length, with Flores opting for the outside aboard Musical Gambler. 2 lengths to General Challenge, third covering General Royal. 6 lengths to Crows, who's about to be joined on his inside by Koslannon. The field covered by 8 lengths. Mid-race, Moore's Flat in charge by a half to Musical Gambler. 2 lengths to the Generals. Royal on the inside of Challenge. 5 lengths Koslannon joining Crows. They're covered by 7 at the end of the back stretch. Moore's Flat getting away by 3/4 of a length Musical Gambler, who as I speak counters. He revs up on the outside and almost joins the leader now. 1.5 lengths General Royal on the inside of General Challenge. Koslannon's putting in a bid. He's going up 1 off the fence in the white colours, and Crows is last of all, although General Royal starting to drop out alarmingly. At the top of the stretch, it's Moore's Flat and Musical Gambler by a length to General Challenge. 1 to Koslannon and 1.5 Crows on the outside. Coming by the 8th pole, and here's General Challenge being wound up by McCarran to gather in Moore's Flat, who's sticking on gamely. They get away from Musical Gambler, then Koslannon. Moore's Flat, General Challenge. Moore's Flat repelling the challenge. He's a nose in front. General Challenge grabbing him in the last stride. He's got up. General Challenge, a last stride win from Moore's Flat.
General Challenge returning to his best form as well. 2 California horses, both showing their best form here on the California racing strip. First Manistique, now General Challenge. Laying off the pace under Chris McCarran. This is the first time McCarran has been aboard this 3-year-old gelding, and getting a very nice win here. Just able to run past Moore's Flat, long shot. Moore's Flat looked very impressive at 45 to 1, holding off General Challenge until the final strides after he had set the early fractions every step of the going. General Challenge kept outside by Chris McCarran, made a nice move through the turn, a little bit wide. He's a big horse, has a hard time manipulating the turn sometimes, but once they straightened out, he was put down to a drive and did pass this horse in a head-to-head drive. This is something that has been a bit of a problem for General Challenge throughout his career. Third finisher here, Koslannon, an Argentine bred who made a big move from the back of the pack at long odds of 32 to 1. The winner, General Challenge, is a 3-year-old chestnut gelding bred in California. He is sired by General Meeting, owned by the Golden Eagle Farm, trained by Bob Baffert, completing the 1 1/8 distance under Chris McCarran in 1 minute 49 seconds flat. We are going to pause for another brief break. When we come back, we'll have stakes racing highlights from the weekend at Aqueduct. Please stay with us.
Helping the most courageous natural athletes on Earth live long and healthy lives, doing what they're born to do. Run with the wind. The Grayson Jockey Club Research Foundation, funded by private contributions.
Since the 19th century, there has been a gallery of champions at Saratoga, unmatched in racing history, including many New York breds, like Thunder Rumble, winner of the '92 Travers, Lucky Roberto, who won last year's Grade 1 Hopeful, and of course, there's the king of Saratoga, the one, the only, 4-Star Dave. All winners, all part of history, all New York breds. Be a part of the many great moments still to come. Own or breed a New York bred. They start with an advantage.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. To finish things out, we've got a pair of stakes races to bring to you from Aqueduct over the weekend. Starting things off on Saturday with the Queens County Handicap, a Grade 3 with a $75,000 purse. 3-year-olds and up, going 1 3/16 miles on the inner dirt course. Let's head down to Aqueduct now for the call of the Queens County Handicap.
And they're off. Yankee Victor and Early Warning heading for the early lead. Early Warning on the inside and Yankee Victor on the outside, and they're sharing the lead as they move by us for the first time with Anticipation. Very keen to go on, and with Anticipation, Robbie Davis trying to settle him down. He's third and on the outside. And then it's Dormiente riding the rails in fourth, followed by Mr. Sinatra. Doc Martin and another 3 lengths back to Tarquinius, who trails the field. His Yankee Victor is now clear from Early Warning by 2 lengths. With Anticipation a bit more settled now, third on the outside. Dormiente restrained in fourth. The first quarter through the straight and with the wind at their backs went in 23 seconds flat. Now they're moving into the wind and into the backstretch, and the leader is still Yankee Victor. Yankee Victor by length. Early Warning right there, hard on his heels, second by 2.5 lengths. Then Dormiente with Anticipation. Mr. Sinatra's making a move with 4.5 furlongs to go. They've run a half from 47-1. As they approach the half-mile pole, Yankee Victor still in front. Early Warning now trying to mount a bit at the half-mile pole. Mr. Sinatra is third. Dormiente continues fourth on the inside with Anticipation dropping back in the field. Tarquinius moving round him and down on the inside, Doc Martin. Around the far turn, there's 3 furlongs to go. Early Warning now trying to get past Yankee Victor. Early Warning and Yankee Victor, and they will hit the top of the stretch together, and they're both in full stride. 5 lengths back to Dormiente running in third. Doc Martin and Mr. Sinatra at the top of the stretch. Early Warning on the outside of Yankee Victor. Yankee Victor and Early Warning. It's nip and tuck with a furlong to go. It is Early Warning in front by a neck. Yankee Victor second by 4. Doc Martin and Dormiente into the final 16th. And it's going to be Early Warning. Early Warning draws off in the final furlong to win it by 2 lengths. Dead tight for second. Doc Martin maybe in a photo with Yankee Victor.
Early Warning, favored in last year's edition of this race, gets the win here by a decent margin, a couple of lengths under the wire, 2 lengths under the wire. In fact, with Doc Martin, a surprise here coming from well off the pace at long odds, down on the inside, making a game finish of it, getting up for the second spot. Yankee Victor, who contested the early pace very hard. He was pressed well early by Doc Martin, among others. Doc Martin and With Anticipation both going out fairly strong early. Yankee Victor holding on for the third spot after setting the early pace. The winner, Early Warning, is a 4-year-old son of Summer Squall. He was bred in Kentucky. He is owned by the Dogwood Stable and trained by Todd Pletcher. Ridden to victory by George Chavez, getting the win in 1 minute, 55 seconds flat. Continuing with stakes racing action from the weekend, on Sunday the stakes race feature was the Eastview Stakes for New York-bred 2-year-old fillies. The distance, 1 1/16, the purse $50,000. Let's head back to New York once more for the call of the Eastview Stakes.
And they're off. And it was a good start for all on the inside as I Met Somebody. The Great Flora came away running in second. Shotberry on the outside. Winter Dreams is there, and trailing the field is Wind Blows in 5th. Into the clubhouse turn, I Met Somebody from that inside post has the lead. The Great Flora in second. On the outside is Shotberry. And then comes the favorite, Winter Dreams, racing in 4th, and it's a gap of 4 back to Wind Blows in 5th. Opening quarter mile in 23 and 4. They've reached the backstretch, and Shotberry on the outside is up to take the lead. It's Shotberry in front. Then the Great Flora racing in second. I Met Somebody is back in third. Winter Dreams is 4th, 2.5 lengths to Wind Blows in 5th. And the field is moving up the backstretch with Shotberry leading the half-mile win in 48 seconds. It is Shotberry in front by 3. The Great Flora is second, then a gap of 4 back to Winter Dreams, followed by I Met Somebody, and trailing the field is Wind Blows. Into the far turn, it's Shotberry by 2.5 lengths. The Great Flora is second, a gap of 6 to Winter Dreams with a lot to do at the quarter pole. 3/4, 1:12 and 2. They're in the stretch, and it is Shotberry in front by 2.5 lengths. Shotberry, the leader in the stretch. The Great Flora is second, and farther back, Winter Dreams is third. It is Shotberry in control at the 16th pole. She leads by 7 lengths. The Great Flora trying to hold second. Shotberry will win the East View on the extreme outside. Wind Blows is up to complete the exacta. Looked like Winter Dreams got third.
Shotberry, a filly that had won her maiden race by an impressive margin, multiple lengths, draws away here after attaining the lead soon after the start, is able to wrestle clear and draw off to an 8 3/4 length advantage over the late-running Wind Blows, with Winter Dreams also coming from well off the pace. She had a little traffic trouble, did have to steady going into the first turn. She was close up at the time, dropped back, made another move into third spot, was certainly no match for the winner. The winner here, Shotberry, a 2-year-old chestnut filly by Enswell, bred in New York, owned by the Black Marlin Stables, trained by Willie Riley, getting the win in the mile in a 16th win in 1:45 under Frank Lovato Jr. That concludes our look back at stakes racing action for the week. We want to thank you all for joining us and hope that you will be with us next week. We've got exciting stakes racing features from Hollywood Park, 2-year-olds in action in the Hollywood Starlet and the Hollywood Juvenile, as well as New York Stakes features, the Grade 3 Ladies Handicap, as well as the Damon Runyon for 2-year-olds. In addition to these, we'll have some other stakes racing to bring to you from around the country. We hope you join us next week. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm Jean Wood. See everyone back here next week.
Racing 3 wide, 5 lengths off the leader, which at the 5/8 pole is Great Aunt Nora, half a length to Yasuda, a length Glorified Princess in the 3 path, Miss Matador fourth on the inside, now joined by She's a Foxy Jackpot, and Bacardi Bay still 3 wide last. She's on the back of Glorified Princess, half a mile left to go. They remain quite tightly bunched behind the leader Great Aunt Nora. Yasuda second, followed by Glorified Princess, Miss Matador, She's a Foxy Jackpot, and Bacardi Bay, 3.5 lengths covering them. Round the second turn, Great Aunt Nora and Neck Yasuda, a length to Glorified Princess. She's a Foxy Jackpot, the bright yellow colours, Miss Matador right to her inside, and Bacardi Bay peels across heels to begin a 4 wide bid from last. Turning for home, Great Aunt Nora still the leader, kicks away in fact, 2 lengths now from Yasuda. She's a Foxy Jackpot is quick to be engaged. She races up and at the 8th pole joins the leader Great Aunt Nora. Bacardi Bay coming home fairly, Miss Matador didn't go on with it, and She's a Foxy Jackpot taking the lead from Great Aunt Nora close to home, and She's a Foxy Jackpot continues her terrific 3-year-old campaign. Got there a length and a half clear of Great Aunt Nora, close for third between Yasuda and Bacardi Bay, then Miss Matador and Glorified Princess. The time 1:39.31. Number 3, She's a Foxy Jackpot, is the unofficial winner. Second is 1, Great Aunt Nora, photo third. Third is number 5, Yasuda, fourth number 4, Bacardi Bay. result is official. Placings officially 3154. She's a Foxy Jackpot pays $3.40, $2.40 and $2.10. The Great Aunt Nora $7.20 and $4.80, and Yasuda $3.60. She's a Foxy Jackpot comes back to the winner's circle for the third time in a row. This year as a 3-year-old, she has 4 wins and 2 seconds from 6 starts. She's by Jackpot from the In Excess mare, Stone Cold Fox. A dark bay or brown filly raced by Vessel Stallion Farm, conditioned by Steve Miardi, ridden by Chad Varneveld. The $1 Exacta, $15.30. The $2 Quinella, $17.20. $1 Trifecta, $76.70. $1 Superfecta, $319.90. And the $2 Double, $12.20. Post time for race 3, 1:46. This race opens the pick 6. There is no carryover. Here are the pick 6 scratches. Of course, we're off the turf. No turf racing today. 6th event. Scratch number 2, Saturn Moon. Race 6, scratch number 2. Please note the distance change in race 7. Race 7 to be run at 1 mile and a quarter. 1 mile and a quarter for the 7th race. Race 8, scratch number 4, Shoot to the Moon. Number 4 out of race 8. So 2 pick 6 scratches. No jockey changes across the balance of the program. Moving on to the track for race 3. A 5-furlong claiming race opening the pick 6 in 11 minutes. 2 minutes to post time. Approaching the gate with a minute to post time. Moving into line. Hexbreaker joined by Weekend Escape. Cool Comic about to be positioned. They're the three in contention. Big odds for the outside pair, Windshifter and Capital Cat. Favoritism with number 2 Weekend Escape at 3 to 5. Ahead of 3 Cool Comic 5 to 2. And number 1 Hexbreaker 3 to 1. Now 4 to 5 for Weekend Escape. 2 to 1 Cool Comic. Set. Racing. Capital Cat off quickly with Windshifter. Cool Comic matching them in the early stages. Soon afterwards, it's Windshifter in the front. Cool Comic to second. Hexbreaker is third on the inside of Weekend Escape, and Capital Cat, after braking well, drifts back fifth and last. Field covered by 5 lengths, and it's Windshifter racing speedily into the turn. Cool Comic popping off the fence and striding up second, splitting Windshifter and Weekend Escape, the favourite now out 3 wide, about 3/4 of a length off the lead, as Cool Comic joins Windshifter. At the quarter pole, Cool Comic ahead to Windshifter, and a length to Weekend Escape, who's under the whip and dropping off. Cool Comic has stolen a break on Weekend Escape at the top of the stretch. Meantime, Hexbreaker coming down the outside with a good run. 150 yards to go. Cool Comic the leader, with Hexbreaker looming as the danger. Weekend Escape struggling in third. It's Cool Comic tackled late by Hexbreaker. Cool Comic just the leader. Fell in to win at a half head. From Hexbreaker, 2 lengths clear of Weekend Escape, then Windshifter and Capital Cat. Fast run race comes down to a photo to decide the winner of race 3. Please hold all tickets. Here is the winning number. Stand by. 3, Cool Comic has beaten 1, Hexbreaker, and 2, Weekend Escape. Number 4, Windshifter checking in 4th. Result is official. Placings officially 3124. Cool Comic pays $7.60, $4.20 and $2.20. Hexbreaker $3.80 and $2.10, and Weekend Escape $2.10. Here comes Cool Comic back to the winner's circle. A 5-year-old dark bay or brown gelding by Comic Strip from the Ice Age mare Ms. Cool. Owned by trainer Jerry Hollendorfer and George Dodaro. Ridden by Leslie Marwing. Jerry Hollendorfer and Leslie Marwing have won with 7 of their last 12 starters combined, including a double yesterday, and they'll shoot for a double later this afternoon in the final race with number 6 Only Top Money. The $1 Exacta, $14.30. $2 Quinella, $12.60. $1 Trifecta, $19.30. $2 Double, $19.20. And the $1 Pick 3, $36.70. Post time for the 4th, 2:16. No scratches or jockey changes. The race transfers from turf to the main Tapeta track.